What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to 6 Scale Reviews. It's Dan here, and today we have another figure unboxing for you guys. It is the Ashoka, Tano, and Grogu set, the DX21 from the Mandalorian TV show. And I'm really excited for this, man. This thing was supposed to come out last summer, and I'm glad it's finally here. It's Q1 2023. It's been delayed quite a bit, but you know what, man? I'm happy it's finally here. We're going to talk about some things about this figure. You know, just been quite a few issues, I guess, with some people with the likeness. We're going to go ahead and address all that stuff today. And yeah, it's going to be a good time, man. Let's just jump right into this thing right here. Of course, we have the Star Wars, typical, cigar band with the, figure portraits on here. Got Ahsoka holding Grogu there. We have all the legal information on the back of the box, which is always, I guess, pretty informative. But yeah, this is just, the standard Hot Toys look. But all it is a slip cover, as you can see here. You just slip it on, off. And then we get the real box right here. And this thing looks really good. I really like the colors to this. You get the Grogu, a picture of the Grogu figure, the lantern, and whatever she's sitting on. I think it looks really good. You got the Force in the background. It looks really dope. I really like the way this came out. And you can see it right there. This is a DX21 1/6 scale collectible set. You got the DX21. It does say the old mouse name right there. Ahsoka, Tano, and Grogu. And then more legal information on the back. But yeah, and then you got a nice little Star Wars little name right there. But yeah, so the way you take this out is you just turn it over like this, and then you should have two, boxes. I'm gonna move this box out the way here. And then now we have the actual DX figure. You have the little foam insert with the picture, with a couple pictures of the figures themselves, with the foam on the back, of course. And then we got the figures right here, front and center, with this little cover right here. Be very careful with this. It's very thin. As you can see, there's not much material right there. So just be careful with that. I removed the plastic just before filming this part of the video. You got the little cummerbund right there. And yeah, I think she looks fantastic. She comes with multiple trays. So this is just one tray. Move it on over, and then there's a whole nother tray in here along with the instructions. Always read these, please. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, lay all this stuff out, and then we'll take a closer look at all this amazing stuff that she comes with. So let's go. All right, everyone. This is basically everything that she comes with. I guess I'll start with probably the one thing that's gonna stay in the box, and that is gonna be this, this plastic, not plastic, but the cardboard cutout. You can see it kind of in there. I'm not even gonna bother taking out the plastic because I'm not gonna use it. Little dial backdrops are cool, but it's just doesn't fit in my display, so I won't be using it. But yeah, man, this is all this DX figure comes with. I know it's not the DX of old. I mean, I think we gotta just let those go because all these new DXs so far, at least this one, I can only speak for this one. So right now, is that this doesn't come with much. It comes with the figure. It comes with Grogu. Comes with this Diorama Base and a lantern and some lightsabers. We don't even get that many hands, which is I don't like that very much, especially for the DX. For it being a DX, I know, it's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard to call this a DX, I think, because it just doesn't really come with much. And I think a lot of us, collectors, who've been collecting for a minute, we miss that old type of DX style where we got a ton of accessories, a ton of swap outs, and this just doesn't feel very satisfying to me. Even though the price is not crazy, but still, it's that DX name, man. It shouldn't be called a DX anymore. But enough with the ranting. Let's just get into some of these accessories. So as you can see here, she comes with 3 extra hands, 1 fist, 2 of these lightsaber holding hands, and she does come with her signature lightsabers here. as I zoom in here. Very nice, which is there's a new feature here which I didn't expect, is that so this is the front of the lightsabers here, right? So in order to put the blades in, you kind of gotta take off this little, you can actually take off this little piece right here and then insert the lightsaber blade, and then if you'd want to display it without it, you just put this piece back on like so, and then it looks seamless again. I think that's pretty cool, not even gonna lie. I really like that they did that. You can do that with both of these. You just get your nail in there and then pull this little section out. For some reason the smaller blade one doesn't want to come out. Oh, there it goes. So you can see there, as I drop it, now you can put the lightsaber blade in there. I like that. That's pretty cool. The lightsabers, I think, are finely painted. They look really nice. And this goddamn thing does not want to go. There we go. Okay, cool. Lightsabers look incredible. Really like the way they turned out with the little 2 diamonds on both of them. And what I find pretty interesting are the blades. I think these actually look really, really good. I mean, they're like a very thick, milky white, and I think they look fantastic. In person, it's hard to get this on camera, but they just look very, very well done. They're not like super translucent, so like they don't look awkward. And I do like the way they, one is shorter than the other, just how she has it. But I very much like that color. It's a nice white. And then, of course, we have the swooshing blades. I think they look all right. These don't look as good as some of the other ones. I don't know why. But, yeah, I rarely use these anyway. And then, of course, we got some, this figure does have rolling eyeballs, so it does come with this tool, as it should. Because, and I'll explain and show how to move the eyes. It's very difficult without this tool, so don't lose this. And then, of course, we have the lantern that does not light up. From what I know, I believe it does not light up, which kind of sucks, because then that'd be cool to have this lit up. But at the same time, it is what it is. I think it looks really good, though. It's painted very nicely. Like, let's see if I can zoom in here. Painted very nicely. It's got some, different paint apps. I like it. I think it's pretty good. It's just, yeah, is what it is, I guess. And then we got some Grogu extra hands, man. This is wild. This is the first little Grogu force push hand. That's kind of cool. I ain't gonna lie. It's pretty cool. So you got 2 swap out hands for Grogu. And then we got Grogu himself right here. This little guy. He actually has articulated arms now, which is cool, I guess. Because now you can have him force pushing. You can have him doing all kinds of stuff. His hands swap out. So that's pretty cool, I think. And yeah, so that's Grogu. And then last but not least is the Diorama Base. Now, I've got no complaints about this base, really. I think it looks pretty damn good. It's painted and textured very nicely. Like, extremely well done. My one gripe is that the flight pole right here did not come with the cover to cover these damn threads. Because you can display this base like this, because this is how I want to display it with the tree in the back. But if you want to display it this way, you have to display it this way to cover the flight pole where it's at. So you can see, like, it's just there. So if I want to display the base this way, it's very visible. Unless I put Grogu or something there, like, I want to display the base facing this way with the tree on the back, on the left. But that is just unsightly. But you can just see, though, the texturing, the weathering, the paint apps, fantastic. The tree, pretty decent size, not too crazy. But yeah, it comes separately. It just pegs in right here. It's got a key, so you just pop it right in. It's a little bit stiff at first, and then it goes. Boom. Like, I just think this could have easily been covered by a rock or something, like kind of like how the Mandalorian figure does with the pram. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It is what it is, though. I'm not tripping off it too much because I think the figure makes up for a lot of these minor issues. But yeah, man, that's everything she comes with. Let's go ahead and get the figure out herself and take a closer look at Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. Let's go. Really quick, I did almost forget about the poncho. It blended in with the clamshell, so I totally forgot to grab it. But here it is, the poncho itself. You got the big old hood for her Leku. And then you got this nice soft poncho. It's a very thin material. It looks tattered. It looks messed up. I like the shape to it. It looks really cool, very nomadic. And yeah, just here it is. I think this is pretty damn cool. I might display it like this, so we'll see. But yeah, almost forgot that. But yeah, let's get to the figure and let's see what she looks like. All right, everybody. Here we are with Ahsoka herself in person. And here she is with this samurai type of armor. This thing looks incredible. I do really like this outfit. I do think the head sculpt looks pretty good in most angles. Some it definitely does not look like Rosario, in my opinion. But dude, the proportions on this thing are incredible. Look at her back muscles. Let's see if I can zoom in here a bit. Like, dude, it's hard to see on camera, but in person there's like a little bit more detail. But like, she's got muscles. You can see like sculpture. They really nailed what her body looked like on screen, I think, for the most part. And this is the head sculpt, man, up close and in person. I think that looks pretty good. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think the Leku is done very well. Very nicely painted. It looks like almost like a skin type of material, but it's not. It's like a rubbery type of plastic. Looks very, very good in person. The paint apps look really good. Her eyes are a nice color. I think it looks pretty damn good, man. I love the armor. That detail on the armor. It's very like Mandalorian kind of like. You got the seamless shoulders, you know, and you do have the seamless body still on the elbow. So, but it is covered up by this like sleeve. So even if you pose this girl up, you can like kind of hide some of the damage if it gets damaged. But yeah, man, this figure, I love the baggy clothes. It looks really good, very samurai-esque. The boots look fantastic. She has like the split toe thing going on. He looks really, really good. She looks fantastic, man. And to access those rolling eyes, I highly, highly, highly suggest you take the head sculpt off. Like so, here. Just pop the head sculpt off. Put the body down. And you can see here that, zoom in here a little bit. You can see here that the head will actually attach. So what you want to do is grab top of the crown and the chin, then the back of this Leku, and then just pull the face off. That is very creepy looking, I know. Just pull her face from her head. But then you can turn this around and you can see the little slots. They're way in there for the eyes. They're way deep in there. So just use that black tool that I showed earlier. It's actually right here. So make sure you use this to get all the way in there because you can't really get it with your fingers. And then, you know, per typical Hot Toys, be careful that this magnet does not get unglued because in most figures that I have that have the magnet on like a head or something, it typically gets unglued. So just be careful with that. And then put the head and face back together before you put on the body because it's way harder to do it when the head sculpt's on the body itself already. So then you just want to line this thing back up. You can kind of see where it's at under. And then you just slide it back in. Make sure everything looks closed, seamless. Give it a nice push. And then we're good. We're good to go. So now, yeah, we're good. And then these Leku can definitely bend. I would just be careful not to bend too much. You can see the little holes. So just be careful. Don't go crazy with it. But they do move if you do need to get some articulation, which is nice. And then you just go ahead, pop this thing right back on. And then you should be good to go. Boom, just like that, very easy. But yeah, that's pretty much Rosario, man. Let's go over some articulation because this seems to be a bit of our concern. So the head sculpt, you can turn it a pretty decent amount before you start to run into problems with the Leku, and then you got to move it away. The head doesn't really go up and down too much. You can see like the head goes only about there, right? So going down, you don't really get much at all. Let's go to the arms. You got some seamless arms here, so just be very careful how you move this. Nice and slow. Very much get that 90-degree angle mark right there. Go ahead, drop these. Let's get some forward motion. I'd probably only go to about there before it starts to really mess with the skin texture here. So just be very careful. You see that little bend right there? I would not leave it past that, to be honest. And then of course we have a double bend, ratcheted double bend, very stiff ratchet. As you can see there. And yeah, that's pretty nice. Just be careful with that as well. And then you get a little swivel right here at the elbow, which is nice as always. As I zoom out here, the ab, you only get one, like you get one joint right here in the top, and then obviously there's all this stuff right here in the lower, so not much there at all. And the legs can pretty much do whatever you want. Get a nice, beautiful 90-degree angle right there. You get, of course, the double bend on the knee, which is nice. It's actually, it's not quite a double bend. It's like 90. That's very odd. Yeah, it's a single jointed leg. Wow. That's a first in a long time for me. Yeah, single bend, huh? That's wild. Whatever, that's not that bad, at least to me. And then the legs can go out at about there, like 70 degrees, something like that. Not quite 90. And then, of course, the ankles right here. Split cut boot design, everyone's favorite. Pretty much ankle can do whatever you want, so that's very nice. But wow, the single jointed knee, that's wild. Never would have thought. But yeah, man, that's Ahsoka. So that's pretty much everything she comes with. It's all, that's what you can do with her. I'm gonna go ahead, pose her up, and let's see what I can come up with, man. Let's go. All right, here's the first pose, people. We got the Ahsoka just sitting here on the base. Grogu reaching out. So is Ahsoka. And it looks really good. I really like the poncho look on this figure. Now you do get the Grogu here. So you can definitely see him holding her finger. And it looks really good. I do like this Ahsoka head sculpt quite a bit. The Leku looks fantastic. It looks like actually there. It looks slimy kind of in person. But yeah, this is my favorite angle for this head sculpt. I think this angle right here just looks fantastic. I think it's very much close to her likeness than any other angle, I think. But let me know what you guys think out there in the comments. Does it still look like her or nah? But I know it's very subjective, but yeah, I think this is a fantastic piece, a fantastic set. Even though it doesn't come with too much, I think overall this figure set is pretty damn good. Now, do I wish it, do I think it's a DX? I don't know. That's hard to say. Like, this Grogu looks fantastic, though. I have to say, like, as annoying as he gets by being in like a lot of Star Wars figures, like sets, he's pretty cool still. I think he always looks good. He's alien. But here I'm kind of showcasing like how the head sculpt looks in different lighting angles. So I'm kind of just moving the light around, and you can see like how different she can look with different lighting. So I just kind of wanted to highlight that and really showcase this head sculpt because I think it does look pretty good, especially under the right lighting conditions. But kind of back to the whole DX thing, I think it probably shouldn't have been labeled a DX, but we all know how it is nowadays with the DX lines. You don't get much anymore, and it's not the same, and we kind of can't keep harping on that. But nonetheless, I think it's pretty good overall. Now here, I'm showcasing Mando and Ahsoka watching Grogu lift this lantern up using the Force.
I thought this was a pretty fun idea to do. Bit of a pain to get that lantern to stay up, but yeah, it was a fun, very fun little shot I did here, but looks great. Last but not least, final pose here, guys. We have the Ahsoka doing her, her stance, man. Or at least one of them. And I think she looks fantastic, man. Those eyes that roll, they just really sell this figure, I think. And I'm really happy with that. I think I give this figure a solid overall 8 out of 10. The head sculpt is probably like 7.5. Overall, this figure is a damn 8 out of 10. Fantastic. And I'm really happy with it. And let me know if you guys are picking this up. And that being said, that's it for this video, guys. We appreciate you guys for watching. If you haven't, please hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this. We're almost at 3K, and we hope to hit that soon. So anyways, thank you guys. See you on the next one. Peace.